Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 22 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today and all this week, we are going through, and I didn't do my board yet, a handy dandy new graphic I am creating over 9 days, because it takes me that long to write backwards, as we jump into this year's annual challenge. Now, if you've followed me or watched me at all for the last 5-6 years, you know that I use this 9-part life framework to teach and share and grow and to actually structure and put a frame around my own life. Why? Because if we don't, we end up, and it doesn't have to be my framework, but you have to have some way of structuring, at least in your subconscious or in your mind, the way you want your life to go and be pushing toward and always moving toward what it is that you want. So often everybody wants things, right? All of us as human beings want things, but we don't put forth the effort and the energy in a way that signals to the world around us and the universe that we really, really want those things and that we're committed to having them. And by having a framework that automatically puts the structure in place and gets not only us on a conscious level working toward what it is that we want, but it gets our subconscious on the same page and working toward what we actually want, not what we don't want. We do that through a lot of tools that I'll share this year. Things like practicing gratitude, having a gratitude journal, looking at our different emotions. We've talked about emotions already, but today, we talked about it yesterday. Today, we're going to look at the area, an aspect of our life, of the life framework, relationships. And we're taking the acronym SUPER and Supersize, and we're using and fitting the 9-part life framework to that. Why? Because I can, and it's fun, and I like to do that. It helps me to remember things. So, of course, R stands for relationships. Now, our relationships impact every single area of our life, right? Our either great relationships, our challenging relationships, our lack of relationships, our abundance of relationships. It's all interconnected. So we want to take a look today and ask ourselves, what are my 5 most prevalent, I didn't say best, what are my 5 most prevalent relationships? Because if I ask myself this question at different periods of my life, the 5 relationships that were impacting me the most were not necessarily positive. The 5 relationships today that impact me the most are definitely positive, and they're with people that I aspire to be more and more and more like every single day. Now, I don't want to clone them. I don't want to be just like them, but in certain areas and aspects of their life, I want to be like them. And that might be a fun exercise to do today too, is think about the 5 people, living or deceased, that they have something that, or had something, or demonstrated something that you want to have in your life. And guess what? You can create a relationship with those people. We'll talk about it in our mental area and aspect of our life, how you can actually tap into the energy and the essence of people that have gone before us, right? I'm not going to talk about, I call it my advisory board, and I'll share that at a later date. So today I just want you to think about your current relationships and just maybe list out your top 10, top 20 relationships. And please remember to add yourself. I don't know where I fall. I'm going to do this exercise right along with you today, because I know that my relationship with myself is the most important relationship ever, right? That's the most important one. And if we are not our own best cheerleader, we are in trouble in different ways, because we'll do things that contradict ourselves. We'll act on whatever belief or feeling or emotion is the strongest. We won't make the best choices for us, even in the moment, much less long term. So part of what we want to do is I want to encourage everybody to put number 1 on your list of 5 or 10 or 20 or how many ever you're going to do. You put yourself there, put your name there, put your nickname there for yourself. And then remember that when in doubt about a relationship to spend some time and energy on, you should be the relationship you build the most. I hope I'm saying that and emphasizing that in a way that makes sense. If not, please ask, because I am doing a lot the end of the last year and the beginning of this year, and probably throughout this entire year, to work on all of the kinds of things that stop us and block us. And I was getting ready this morning and I thought of 2 more false beliefs that I have. They're totally false beliefs. And I wrote them down in my little handy dandy notebook, because I'm doing a bunch of work releasing negative emotions, replacing them with positive emotions, and then creating the emotional data bank that I want to pull from and want to experience more in my life. But we're talking about relationships today. So what kind of relationships do you want more of in your life? I'd say make those top 5, and maybe it's the top 5 people you spend the most time with. And then don't judge it, just observe what it is today. And then when we focus on relationships for our month emphasis, you can pull that list out and see if the top 5 now today are the same as the top 5 or 10 you pick when we start focusing on that. I don't even know what month's going to be what yet. So if you have any suggestions or any way you want to cover them, please let me know in the comments below. I'd also like to encourage you to join me in this Supersize school community. It's a free community right now, not for long because I'm launching tiers. But if you join when it's free, you're grandfathered in and you get it for free as long as you become and stay a member of the community. I'm going to say, come in and participate and be an active member of the community because that's how you get the most benefit out of it. I'm in a community right now that has incredible value, and it's big, way bigger than mine, but mine's going to be as big as the biggest communities on the platform someday. I absolutely positively know that, and I'd love for you to be a part of that and an immediate founding part of that, so you can help form and shape and morph what that community is like and what it does and how we participate with one another. And one of the things I'm doing in there is the Supersize Your Business annual challenge. It's the first year I've done an annual challenge for Supersize Your Business, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to see what kind of transformations and results people get and throughout the course of this year. All right, that's it. What are you doing today? Top 5 relationships. If you're motivated and so desire, just list out all your relationships. And not all, you won't remember all of them, but all of your current relationships. And then, you know what I like to do? A little plus or minus by each one of them, right? And it's overall scope of that relationship, because all of our relationships have plus and minus, or positive and negative aspects of them. But is it predominantly positive or predominantly negative? Guess what? We'll work on those negative ones in the focus month. Otherwise, focus on the positive ones, and then the negative ones all of a sudden just start to float away. Remember, people come in and out of our lives for a season and a reason. That's what I tell myself every time something happens with one of my relationships, positive or negative. All right, have an awesome day. Questions asked. I will be with you tomorrow. You can count on it.